Imagine this, guys. A train is going straight into this apartment building. It's going straight into this building here. There are libraries and commercial quarters at the bottom, and there are people living above those. Guys, we decided to see how people live in the apartments. In a building that has a shop inside it.
We already bought souvenirs, and there's a train above us.
So this is the shop.
We need to check these windows.
All right, here we go, guys. There are rails above, you see? It's possible for us to go up one more floor. The train's down that way, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's go see.
The train is above us, there. And there's a library here, especially so that people would think, how can you have a library with loud trains going past? But is it actually loud? We will see. Let's wait for a train to come through.
And the biggest thing you'll notice is how full the library is.
It'll come soon.
They're all waiting for it, right?
Yeah, everyone is waiting to see the train.
Okay, guys, what you need to understand is that the rails are directly above us. They're right there. I can practically touch them with my hands. Petya said something to this girl standing over here now. What happened was, this lady was just standing in the queue and Petya asked her to move.
Not at all. I asked her if we need to stand in a queue, and then she just walked away. She got embarrassed. That happens a lot here. The attitude is you can do whatever you want to do. They don't mind us doing what we want to, just as long as we don't interact with them.
That is not loud at all, guys. Look at that.
Another thing to keep in mind is that we are two foreigners. We're white, tall, and big. There are no Chinese people around us. But look over there. It's actually a joke.
You mean they actually moved away from the window because of us foreigners, right? Just look over there. They're all huddled together. Just look at how many of them are standing over there. And there are none of them at our window.
They're just moving away.
See? They just walk away.
I don't know what the issue is. I don't know if they're embarrassed or if they're scared, but they don't want to interact with foreigners. It's a fact. I've lived here for 7 years.
Guys, look, there's another train coming. It's going to be over us in a second. Oh, guys, watch this. This is how it feels when a high-speed train comes straight into an apartment building. Just look at this. Today, guys, we are going to see China from a completely different perspective. All right, guys, this is terrible. We'll find out how to live here without knowing the language.
Yeah.
All right?
Swallow, you haven't even tried.
I feel embarrassed in front of Chinese people.
How do I find myself a Chinese girl?
It's unusual, and if you look at it the right way, it's interesting. They're more open and more relaxed.
Yeah.
This is dangerous. It's too dangerous.
So it's time to get your stomachs and your nerves ready, because today you're going to be shown Chinese street food in a way that I assure you, you have never seen before.
You should have said, let's go.
Let's go. All right, guys, we are in Shenzhen. I'm with Misha, and we came to eat. We're in the same boat. It's your second time in China, right? And it's my second time here. And this is the first time that both of us are on the most beautiful street in Shenzhen. Let's go see what they have in store for us.
Let's do it.
How much is it? How much?
So,
What was that?
Look,
I just need to
you'll
understand
find
what he
out
said.
later.
I just need to understand what he
Thank you,
said. Basically, the biggest problem, my friends, is that neither of us speak Chinese. And it looks like no one here speaks English. And even if they do understand our questions, when they give us the answers, we have no idea what they're saying. The tastings will be even more interesting. This is a famous street called Dongmen, a paradise for those who love street food. All around us are the skyscrapers of the country's technological capital, Shenzhen. And right underneath them, there are narrow lanes filled with the aromas from the food stores where you will have things like meat being stewed, seafood being fried up, vegetables being cooked, and the most unimaginable dishes being made. The aromas in Dongmen are impossible to describe using words. From blocks away, you start smelling the sweetness and the spiciness of the sauces that are all being made.
Well, to be honest, I'm excited about Chinese food because we're only a stone's throw away from the sea here, and look at everything they have here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it all looks delicious. I mean, look
Yeah.
at this here. They have a whole lot of little shrimps and also crabs, and over here there's some more shrimp. This, I don't even know what I meant to call it. Do any of you know what they call this in the Far East? Take a look at this, and if any of you know what they call this over here, then please let me know in the comments. The name has slipped my mind right now. If you don't know what it is, it's called medvedka, or little cub. This is a type of shrimp which is popular north of the Pacific Ocean, but its official name is the Bering shrimp, because the first European who tried it and wrote about it in the history books was a man named Bering. By the way, it tastes really different to other kinds of shrimps. Alright, my friends, this looks like it hasn't been cooked. Have a good look. It isn't red inside. It is completely white. This looks like it's natural color. Maybe it's been marinated.
it looks quite professional.
Yeah. Would you like a taste?
No,
No?
no,
Are you sure? Just look how yummy that looks.
no.
You sure?
It's melting beautifully.
Cool. So this hasn't been boiled and not fried. It is basically raw. It was marinated a little bit in a bit of hot sauce. Very juicy. But it's very small. This is all there is. Listen, this is some kind of paradise.
A gourmet paradise.
A gourmet paradise. My appetite has been entirely woken up, but we're not going to be trying everything, only the most unusual stuff. I can't figure out what this is at all. It looks like it might be some kind of worm. We're trying to use phone translators to get the answer. It's fish, right? It's fish skin.
It says it's fish skin.
Yeah, okay, then we need to try it. Guys, I don't know about you, but I love all these bits. All those tendons and the skin and the little giblets. Nom, 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 nom. That is what we're getting. Chinese cuisine tends to be really diverse. First of all, because there isn't actually anything that defines Chinese cuisine. It depends on the area. They love hot food in Sichuan over in the west, but in the north, for example, they don't. Over there, they prefer more sweet and fatty foods. But if you're looking for the biggest mixture of foods, you have to go where the Cantonese live. This is the region around Guangzhou, Xinjiang, and Hong Kong. There's a saying here that the Cantonese will eat anything and everything that has legs, except for tables, and everything that has wings, except for planes. All right, let's go and investigate further. I really thought that they would have spiders and cockroaches, or at least one bat from Wuhan.
Imagine that.
Their willingness to eat anything sometimes comes back to bite the Chinese. For example, during the pandemic, the internet blew up with the fake news that the coronavirus was started by a bat that was eaten in a market over in Wuhan. And there was a video of that very market where they sell all kinds of living and dead animals, like the bat in question, and snakes, and even kittens. Politicians and journalists backed up that fake news.
The Chinese ought to be blamed because in their culture, people eat bats and snakes and even dogs.
And then a lab in Wuhan was blamed for creating the virus.
Do you currently have evidence that convinces you to a high degree that the Wuhan Institute of Virology was behind this virus?
Yes, I do. I have it.
But then it turned out that the video with the bats in it, which was supposedly taken at a Chinese market, was never taken in Wuhan or China, but actually in Indonesia. And bats are eaten all over the place. In Malaysia, Vietnam, the Philippines, and even America. In Florida, there's a restaurant called The Hot Rod, and here you can find smoked bats for sale. But nobody ever produced any real evidence about where the virus originated.
We have not received any real information from the American government about where the coronavirus originated.
The circumstances in which COVID originated are still a mystery, but Chinese authorities banned the trade of wild animals, first just in Wuhan and then the rest of the country, which means that if you want to try bat soup, you cannot do it here. If I understand this correctly, these are chicken feet and this is skin. In this bowl we have a squid. In this bowl we have
Baby
small
octopus,
octopuses, basically all kinds of seafood, and in that bowl we have snails. Yeah, enough. I'd like to try a bit of that, yes.
So one?
Just one, okay. I also want one of these.
One here?
One, yes. And this.
One?
One, yes. That's it. You dish up as much as you want, and then pay by weight, so it's the same price for everything. Is it only 50? Okay, then add a bit more. That's it. Thank you. That's it. Thanks. Okay, so how much is that going to cost me altogether? I don't understand. Is it 5 or 50 yuan? I imagine it's 50.
Yeah, here you go.
Thanks a lot.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Misha, I got some chopsticks for you, just in case you decide to try it out. I have a feeling that you should leave the fish skin for the end. I think that is going to be the nicest of all the little treats that we have bought. So
you think of that as a dessert?
yeah, I think it's a dessert. And I want to start with this huge claw. And of course, I know that it's not a claw. What this is a tentacle. Just take a look at how the locals are reacting to us. This guy is showing a lot of interest in us. He wants to see if this luai is going to die from the local cuisine or if he's going to walk out of here even alive. This woman stopped walking around the market just to see what would happen to us. And look at this girl here. She called a friend of hers over to come and watch and see what will happen when I try the Chinese street food. And judging by the look on her friend's face, she is not expecting anything good. Well, it's difficult to bite into. Much to my surprise, it appeared that the tentacles hadn't been properly treated. They had just been soaked in some sauces and spices. They've just been marinated, they haven't been fried. These tentacles are delicious. Please, have one. You should taste.
Yeah, later.
It's trying to grip my throat. In all honesty, it's really difficult to chew.
Really?
And it's difficult to swallow, and it really feels like it's going to get stuck somewhere on the way down. But overall, it's pretty good. I want to figure out what this thing is here. Have a look. What do you think?
Okay, but how do you want to figure it out? Are you going to figure it out
Well,
with
I
your
don't know.
tongue?
I was going to tell you to have some and then to tell me. But honestly, this is the first time in my life I've had a mollusk like this.
You need to bite it. That's it.
Yeah. It has a very, very strange taste. Ah. Look at this, it's golden inside. It's hard on the outside, and inside it's like, it's just like an oyster, but it's not an oyster. You can really taste the ocean. Basically, it's hard
Like
to
an
imagine,
oyster.
but it's like a dense oyster. I don't know how else to explain. This is an interesting, delicious mollusk. I really enjoyed that. And now, we finally have made it to the fish skin.
It's incredible.
Doesn't that look appetizing?
You're welcome to it. It's all yours.
Well, I generally like fish skin, but I prefer to have it fried. And I understand this is raw. Everyone is watching us. Look there, look there. Turn the camera around. Get that. Wow. Everyone has gathered just to see how the foreigner is, well, I'm going to say the Chinese word for foreigner.
There isn't any need for that.
They want to see how I eat. It's pretty funny, right? Look how this round-eyed idiot is eating the food we normally give to our cats, food that we decided to buy and eat for some reason or another. Well done. So funny.
Swallow, swallow it. Swallow, 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 swallow.
Look how the people around us genuinely feel sorry for me. Two friends are watching us closely, while this young boy looks appalled. The girl who was holding her face the whole time is even taking pictures. This is actually raw fish skin. It's raw.
It has to be good. It has to be good for something.
I'm sure it's probably very healthy. Oh. In a hard moment, as happens so often, there was a source of salvation. Hi.
You need to smell this.
Hello, my friend. You're having a drink? Okay. I don't know how to speak Chinese nor Cantonese, the language that many people in Shenzhen speak, but as usual, we found a way to understand each other.
I am, Liao Li Mi.
Liao Li.
Me.
Liao Li Mi.
Yes.
Liao Li Mi.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Stas. Liao Li Mi. Oh. My new friend.
See, it is very cool.
Ah.
Cheers.
Thanks. All right, guys, it's time for the next course. And this time, I'll take chicken. No, not chicken, but pork leg. Misha, maybe you can try this.
No, those look like fingers to me.
Finger licking good. The feet, or more precisely, the heel and the toes, are carefully cut and the small bones are taken out. Then the meat gets soaked in sauce. In China, stewed pig feet are considered to be a delicacy. And if that isn't enough, pig feet in ginger are thought of as a must for a young woman who has just given birth. And pig feet became popular in Europe after the financial crisis of 2008, and they were especially popular in Britain, as reported by The Telegraph, where they were bought en masse inside supermarkets. And in 2024, according to The Guardian, pig heads became a massive hit in many English restaurants. And generally, the demand for cheap meat and concern about the environment created a movement in Europe of nose to tail eating. So it's not only in China where everything gets eaten anymore. Doesn't that look amazing? Just look at it. It is juicy. It is powerful. It is tasty. It's just so generous. Have a look at this piece. I can hold it, but it's very hot. Let's go. It is really soft, and there is this juicy, juicy, juicy fat. And cartilage. Top
Right,
class.
because you're eating these feet. We'll need to hit the gym tomorrow.
These guys also want it. Turn around. Look. You want?
No, I'm okay.
No?
No thanks.
Okay, don't be scared. It's Chinese food. He is scared. I understand. But what is inside? This is Chinese food. All right, guys, it's delicious. But something got stuck in my teeth. Damn, look at that. This really is some kind of metal. There was actually metal in the food. I thought it was a tail, guys. I was going to swallow. Okay, I said it tasted nice, right?
Yes.
Well, then I think we should leave it at that. Yeah, okay, of course, I will give you money, but it's a pity you came to me so late because, well, here you go. And it's fine. It's a shame she only came now because I would have given her some food too. This should almost be ready. What you really need to try in China are the feet from the chicken. In China, chicken feet are often called the claws of the phoenix. They take all the bones out, and after that, they get marinated for a while. They come out of the pan as soft as jelly and so juicy, as if they are fruit made from meat. This part of chicken is the most expensive in China compared to other parts. Feet are 20 to 30% more expensive in the stores, And generally, the assortment in Chinese supermarkets is on the unique side.
Bam, bam, she wanna flip for the ground. Thoughts her baby sabe who I am, so she wants to let her pull up.
In grocery stores in China, there is an unimaginable variety of roots and mushrooms. Just take a look at this here. These look like there's some kind of stem. They smell really nice. And here we have a selection of roots. And here are more. This looks like a piece of bark that's been pulled from some kind of tree and needs to be boiled. I don't know. Over here, they have some remarkable looking black mushrooms. Look at this. But they don't have a smell. And look at this. Some kind of root. I don't know. It strikes me as some kind of prehistoric fern. And what is this here? It's a piece of crocodile, isn't it? The skin of a crocodile? What the hell is this? And look at this, guys. The little roots in this bag cost 680 won. And these ones are even more expensive at 1,200 won. 1,980 won, my friends. I don't even know what to call this in English, and that's why I can't tell you what its name is. But if you know what this is called, this thing that costs 1,980 won, then please let me know in the comments. Over here we have closed mushrooms. These sell for 2,980 won. But what is so special about them? In China, they put a lot of value on a variety of flavors. That's why people like experimenting and using ingredients that are rather unusual in any other country around the world. Guys, now I just want to show you the most unusual Chinese store. They don't sell groceries, instead of that, they sell little treats. There are loads of stores like this all over China. They don't sell food here, but they specifically sell snacks, little snacks, like these ones over here, which you can eat with your coffee or with alcohol, and those, they'd have to be salty to go with alcohol. Actually, the Chinese aren't afraid of eating sweets with alcohol, but look at this. These little packets are filled with stewed meat. It'll actually blow your mind how stews are sold in China in these individual packets. And in terms of price, they're quite steep, 108 won. Some of them are cheaper, like this one for 69 won, 72 won. This one, for instance, oh, what is it? It looks like it's pork. This one is expensive, it's beef for 108. Here they have little sausages, which have been packed individually, and they cost 27 won a piece. And if you would prefer to buy even 3 smaller sausages in a packet, that would be 22 won. Here's some chicken shoulder, a shoulder that is all on its own. You eat it, and that's it for 24 won. I think that these little ones might be calamari or maybe some little crab sticks. And here is some more calamari, if I read that right. Little fish and some more. Fish on skewers. What is this? I think it's also octopus. Just look at how many things they have. Look at all these little bags, all of them filled up with snacks. Anything you could ever be looking for. These cost 15 won, and these ones cost 9, and this one does too. This is 19 won. You can get this for 19 won. This one is 18. This is 18 too. Just look at all the kinds of seeds they have. And all these seeds come in the most incredible flavors. Here, we have seeds that taste like milk. And look at this, milk-flavored seeds. And over here, we have seeds that taste like caramel. And the seeds up on this shelf, these are melon-flavored. Guys, these taste like melon. These are regular salted sunflower seeds, the most expensive kind, 29 won. These sunflower seeds are still in their shells. And just look at how big these monsters are. I mean, really, these are giant sunflower seeds. I mean, just look at them. These seeds are giant. I've never seen them this big. Delicious, spicy pork knuckle, but it's so small. It's the size of my hand, you see? What do we have here? It is spicy duck. This is the clavicle of a duck. And this is also a tiny little piece. What do we have here? I think that this is also duck. Yeah, it's duck. But this time they claim it's in a sweet and sour sauce. Over here we have pig trotters, and again, look at the size. It's a starter. It's nothing more than that. It is not a meal, but just a little tiny snack. I thought that this was hilarious. It's a little quail egg in its own individual packet, already de-shelled. Look at this. This is what you can get here. Here is another one. And another, and these ones are orange ones. There's 2 of them. And here are also 2 eggs together, but these are black. And here, guys, we have an endless variety of tiny desserts, and just look at them. They must have been made for babies. And look at this little tiny packet I have in my hand. If I understand this correctly, it's some kind of little pastry. This is truly heaven, my friends. It's a paradise for people who are in love with snacking. People who really love snacks, you know, people who buy a whole bunch of snacks. Who go and sit in front of the TV and open a pack of those snacks. This is the store to be. It's an endless paradise. I mean, just look at this meat. I know it's going to be super sweet. It looks really nice. And then you take it home with you and you try it out, but yeah, I know it'll taste like sweet pork. But now, we'll go back to the chicken legs, and the salesperson gave me 2 options. I think this is the same.
They gave you a taster, so there's no mystery. You should have bought them.
You know, guys, these are the same. I don't taste a difference. These 3 are very spicy, not just a little. Everything is on fire already. And that is why I don't know. Let's try a couple of these. Yeah. This is the same.
No, they have to be different.
I've got an idea. I'll take this one. I saw how... Yeah, this. Yeah. I saw a guy ordering these earlier, so that's why I'm taking them now. Yeah, that's enough. Sure. Enjoy it. Stas, where am I from?
Yeah.
From Russia. I can't understand you. Let's try translating.
Huh?
Let's try. This is the first time in my life I've seen a beggar walking around with a smartphone in her bag, guys. She has a better phone than me, and I gave her money. She asked me to give her my cell phone number, maybe to give the money back at some point. Yeah. Can you just give it to me for a second? There's something I want to see. This is very interesting here. I want to see what kind of phone it is, but I don't know how to check. I think it's this. Let me check the About section. So guys, this is, I don't know. I don't understand how, oh, it's a Huawei, you guys. It's a Huawei. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Granny, look. Sorry. Yeah, here's my number. Here it is. Have a look. That's it. That's my number. No, I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know. Okay, thank you. Yeah. To put it lightly, I was very surprised by that. Hello, my friend. When that old lady who happens to be a beggar took a Huawei out of her handbag, and I'm sure she must have had some money in there. And I'm not saying she was lying about needing to ask for money, but she was actually the first beggar that I've ever seen in China. It's
not common.
It's a very rare thing to see here. They try and get them off the streets through many means, and obviously there are poor people all over the world, you know? But here they try to keep them off the streets. But she has a Huawei, and to be fair, it's not a new one, but... Hello, what's up, my friend? Give me a high five, huh?
This
a high
guy.
five costs money.
You'll have to pay
Cool
up.
story, bro, but no thank you. Listen, I want to know how you're finding China.
This isn't my first time, but I'll tell you, I was here for 3 days, and I did, and that first time, I saw everything. I sat in a skyscraper with my legs stretched out. I looked out into the Shenzhen evening, and I thought, this is the future. That was my first experience, and it hasn't changed, not at all.
So you buy a lot of industrial equipment out of China, don't you?
Yeah, that's right.
And how do you find working with them? Working
with the Chinese is a very unique experience. It's something you need to get used to. There's one thing about them that's quite interesting. They like to exaggerate and embellish on everything. Like, yesterday I went for dinner with the director of a company. He wanted to show me that he's important, and he said that whenever I'm in the country, then he will happily be my best friend. So you see, he showed me he's important. He said, bring your family, I'll organize a holiday. I know the person who's in charge of all the yachts around here. And I have the best people working for me in Shenzhen. He really tried.
And he was trying to make you believe all of that?
That's right, he always talks like that. And I think something interesting, it's very interesting whenever you visit their office, they have all the famous scientists on the wall, Einstein, Curie, and Severny, yeah? And it's possible he might not believe it himself, but the thing is that when he says that, when you look at all these pictures on the wall and at his employees, you start believing that that might be the best company, and they might make the best products.
They say that in the first place, they're always, trying their best to maximize their profits, and that's why, if you sign a contract, then the reality might differ from what you agreed on in the first place, because they might have changed some of their agreements, which you already know.
Yeah, I think it's really important to realize that everyone understands agreements differently, and probably the most important thing of all is to talk through all of it, not verbally, but to write it all down, and then to, well, show it afterwards. That's the best way to try and catch them out. I say that because you're always thinking that they're trying to trick you, and they think that they're making money. Maybe they are. They're not trying to lie, they're just trying to make money for themselves. But the thing is, nobody spoke about it.
Sure, so let's say, for example, if you order a laptop, and you haven't discussed what type of plastic you want for the case, they'll give you the cheapest kind without asking.
Yeah.
You need to tell them from the beginning what kind of plastic you want, what kind of keyboard you want, and all that stuff. You need to specify.
Talk about every single detail, because it's the details we care about, and they can decide what kind of plastic they'll use. They have a lot of plastics to choose from, so they can assemble it for any budget. This is a country where they manufacture everything. If you need any industrial products, like a transformer, you can get it here. And what might be natural to me could be unnatural to them.
One thing I can't get used to is how quiet it is in Chinese cities, guys. Listen, we're in the middle of a city that has 30 million people. And you cannot hear, I don't know, the sound of any cars going by. You don't hear any hooting, nothing like that. It is incredibly quiet for such a big city. That's because most of the cars and all of the bikes are electric. Any loud motorcycles have simply been banned. Same with hooting and other unnecessary noise. We are in Chongqing, the largest Chinese city in terms of population, and Petya, Iras, and myself are going to a market. Unfortunately, all of these traditional Chinese houses, these cozy restaurants and cafes in the classic style, are recent. In China, they update their infrastructure and architecture so quickly that even the soul of history has been made modern, adding neon lights and making everything high-tech. Look how they sell fruit at this market. I think this is the most beautiful display of fruit that I have ever seen. The lighting is perfect, and the fruit are too. They are all perfect in their shapes, and the smoke, the humidity. They're not the only things that have been made to look perfect. Just look at these bamboo mugs they have for drinking tea, and look at this creamy foam they add on top. So pretty. There's a flower. It doesn't taste bad, just like any Chinese tea. It's cool, isn't it? And there are these exquisite dumplings, and everywhere we look around us, beautiful Chinese people are taking pictures, and you'd be forgiven for thinking that we're in paradise. Except for one detail. Guys, this is the worst smelling public toilet at any marketplace or any place you've ever been to. It's impossible to even get close to it because the smell puts you off so much. This is, imagine the worst thing you've ever smelled. It's worse than that. And it's all because of this. It smells so bad.
It's not even stinking yet.
Oh, so you get worse ones?
You haven't smelled anything yet. Get a whiff of this.
Oh
God. Oh, fuck. Ugh. Oh, wow.
It gets fried in butter, which is what gives it that smell. And afterwards, they add marinated daikon and sauces, and then eat it.
And now it's all getting mixed up. Get a shot of it. Show them. Okay, Stas, good luck.
All right, guys. The first thing that hit me is the smell. I smelled it completely raw, and now my eyes are still... Now let's see what it smells like when it's fried. They say it doesn't smell as bad. I'm actually scared. Oh, just remember not to breathe. Well, the first thing I can say is that it feels like I've eaten a toilet. But you know, after you chew a bit, it doesn't taste that weird. Damn, I can't do this. Basically, you just have to chew. Afterwards, it actually tastes pretty decent. I don't know, it's hard to describe how it tastes. This is the so-called changsha stinky tofu, or black stinky tofu, and it is thought of as the tastiest of all the fragrant tofus in China. And to make sure it gets tender, it's fermented, which is where the smell is coming from. Black tofu was invented in Changshu, the capital of the southern province, Henan, but it's thought of as a delicacy in every corner of the country. Maybe I could even eat this by choice. No, it's tasty. Really, guys. This is tasty. Really, really tasty. And I'm already smelling it less. You know, they say people can get used to anything. And sooner or later, they can eat poop. And here is perfect evidence of that. I promise you, it really is tasty. It's tasty, I swear.
When I first came to China for the first few months, I spent some time in Peking, and I was really angry because everything smelled awful. And I even went outside trying to figure out why the gutters smelled so bad. And later they told me it was this tofu. It was a smelly tofu, and I was still angry because I just couldn't understand why they would make food that smells so incredibly bad.
The smell that he's talking about is the smell of a delicacy. Okay, I won't finish it. I wonder if my breath's going to smell like that now.
100%, and what we have here is also awful.
This is intestine. You can see that it's straight.
It looks like a log of feces. As for flavor, it tastes just like that. It tastes like crap. I'm sorry, Stas, but that's the truth.
The first step in the process is to give the intestines the deep fry treatment, and then it gets smoked over hot coals. Then it gets cut into rings and it's ready to eat. This is a backside, which officially makes it the ass of, as I understand it, a pig. And I understand that it's the only two-chamber intestine in the world. I understand what I mean. Ass with onion. What can be better than that, huh? It's not good.
Over there.
It's not good. It's not good. No, it's not good. No, I'm not having any. Do you want to have some?
Are you sure?
No,
Have some.
No.
Guys, I can't explain the way it tasted me or the feelings it moved in me. You can imagine the smells around us. It's like that. Actually, it's not exactly what we expected, but it's not... Well, it's also not exactly what we wanted.
Well, this is ass.
It is
Literally
ass.
and figuratively.
It's bad. Maybe I just tried a piece that hadn't been washed properly.
I also want to try it.
Yeah, have one. Maybe you'll like it.
Doubt it, baby.
Be brave. Swallow.
No.
Come on. Did you come across some poop?
There's no way. No way.
Come on. Swallow it.
Guys, I can't do it. Goodbye. Oh my god. Ooh, ooh.
We decided this is not enough for us. And now, we're on our way to try the spiciest food in Shenzhen. Where are you taking us, beautiful Chinese lady? We're going to burn in here. We're back in Shenzhen, the high-tech capital of China, one of the largest metropolises in China, which didn't even exist as recently as 35 years ago. The city was created by migrants who came from all over the world, which is the reason that the food is as diverse as cuisine can be. Arthur and his Chinese friend Lee are taking me to a restaurant that is famous for its spicy food, and he orders a lot of things. So many things, which is the custom here. So this, guys, is a famous Chinese quirk. In the restaurants, you will hardly ever see a menu. People only order on their phones. And what is more, even when they buy a cup of coffee, people will first dial the number of the coffee shop and then call and order their Americanos or cappuccinos, and immediately after that, they'll go down and fetch it. So in lots of coffee shops, there aren't any registers or anything. There's a table where you go and find your order and you collect it by saving your number. Done. So we have ordered something, but I have no idea what it is. But I'm sure it's going to be something that is very, 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 very spicy. Yeah?
Like that?
So now, she just said that she is also scared about what will happen. When they brought it, it started burning from the very first bite.
My temperature has risen. Hot, right?
Yeah.
This is dangerous. Eating this is dangerous. Mm-hmm. And now I'm washing it down with hot tea.
Cheers.
Cheers.
At first, I thought it would be smart to start with these noodles. I didn't think that they would be too hot, but I found out that they weren't even actually noodles. I can't tell if this is pasta or radish. It's actually potato, guys. It's potato, right? This is potato, but it's been cut into very, very thin. It's been cut into thin shavings. And it is a little hot, but I don't think it's too hot. It's okay. Next level of hot, according to Lee, is the meat in the hot broth. Alright guys, just so you understand. The sauce is red because of the pepper. It is just a thick red sauce. Every single piece is almost soaked in spiciness.
Bite it.
Yeah. I'll just eat it. Oh, wow. This is hotter. Oh, I'm sweating so much. Thank you. Thank you. It's bearable. I just felt it getting caught in my throat, and that's why up here. It's making me burn up. Why aren't you trying anything, huh? Just look at them sitting there smiling at me. You'll try?
Oh,
No.
No.
It is a dish which even Chinese women are afraid to try. Did you order us more, huh? Come on, guys, stop it. Enough, just stop it. We can't eat all of this. It is customary to order a lot in China. It's possible that it goes back to the time of the Great Famine, which happened in the country in the 50s and 60s of the 20th century. The people of the People's Republic of China are so into their food that there are popular shows on the internet and on television all across the nation. Countless kinds of food. It got to the point where the authorities decided to limit the distribution of videos like this because they believe that the videos lead to people building unhealthy eating habits.
In 2013, China launched the Finish Everything on Your Plate campaign for change. And now, there's an updated version.
When the Chinese authorities called for people to reduce the amounts of food that they throw away, there were restaurants that went even further than that.
A restaurant chain in China had to apologize after it weighed customers before letting them eat.
This restaurant puts scales at its entrance to work out how much food each customer is allowed to order, and many restaurants ask for any customers they consider gluttonous to not order everything in one go.
We intentionally made our servings smaller to force our customers to finish one dish before they thought about ordering another to cut down on overeating and waste.
You've ordered too much already? Yeah. Finish this, and then you can get more.
In China, commercials that convince people to keep buying food because they might win a prize of some kind have been restricted.
And you could be a winner.
When the fast food chain KFC started a lucky draw for people who brought lunch there, they were threatened with a boycott, and this promotion was cancelled.
Oh, the oil's spicy.
Hot oil is the foundation of Chinese cuisine, and this country has its own queen of spicy oil. She is an old lady. She is known for wearing weird fur hats, and her name is Tao Huabi, but she is known all over China as the old grandmother Lao Gan Ma.
Lao Gan Ma, Lao Gan Ma, Lao Gan Ma.
Lao Gan Ma sauce in Chinese cuisine is like ketchup in American fast food. According to the Chinese, it will improve the flavor of any food. They add it to their rice, to their meat, and even to ice cream. But this is not an easy sauce to make. A special hot pepper gets fried in salt. Fermented soya is covered with rice wine, and then radish, garlic, ginger are melted into seed oil. Then the soya with rice wine is added, and in the end, pepper. Fried tofu, salt, and sugar are added in to soak. And the difference between this and normal ketchup is like the difference between good street food and, well, fast food.
I'm a big fan of Chinese food.
Yeah?
It took a while, because at first I didn't understand it. I tried in Shanghai and Shenzhen at first. I didn't get it, but then I tried it more, and I understand the flavors.
So what kind of dishes do you like? What do you normally have?
I like many types of tofu. Tofu, there are hundreds or maybe just dozens of types. They're steamed. Oh, just look at you. I feel so sorry for you.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yep, I just ordered meat. I'm sorry, guys.
They make really great chicken and pork dishes here.
So you've been here for 8 months, and you still haven't found yourself a girl? Is it difficult to start relationships in China?
It's hard if you don't know the language.
But you don't know the language at all.
Yeah.
How do you cope without it?
Google Translate really helps, but it's unusual. Unusual, but I'd say to a point interesting.
So, it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
But,
of
well,
course it's hard.
I imagine with Chinese men, it is more complicated to meet Chinese women than it would be back at home. It can't be very simple.
It's because of the language barrier.
Yeah,
It really makes things hard. But otherwise, the Chinese compared to, for example, Korean women, not sure about the Japanese, but they're a lot more open and a lot more relaxed. It's easier with them than Koreans.
All right, guys, now to try the hottest dish here. Look how worried that poor girl is. All right, I feel better. Of course, the last dish made me tear up. I sweated, but it's fine. As far as I can tell, this is fish?
Is it fish?
Maybe.
Yeah, it is some kind of fish.
It says it's frog.
Wait, is this frog? Guys, I think I'm about to eat frog. No, it's definitely something from the water. Okay. This frog is super hot.
It's even hotter than the previous dish. Yeah, it's even hotter than this one.
This is so spicy. It's so spicy. I'm tearing up.
You should try it.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine. Whatever that is, it's really spicy. I don't know what it is, just that it's spicy. There is something else. Coriander? Or maybe it's some other spice that I don't know. I can't think properly now, but I know this spice, and I think it's coriander. Oh, that is so hot. And according to my scale, it is probably a 9. If it was a 10, I don't think I'll be able to handle it, to be honest. and it might be the hottest dish I've ever tried in my life. To tell the truth, I had not eaten the duck head from Shenzhen by then, which I showed in the previous episode I did on Chinese cuisine. Woo! Guys, my head is spinning and I see circles. Please go and ask them to get an ambulance. Is the ambulance free here?
No.
No? How much?
Oof.
If you call an ambulance, you'll pay 100 won at least. But I'm not too sure. I've never ordered one.
It ain't no thing to do my thing, it's what I did the best. I quit my boss and cooked that sauce and fed that to the streets.
Now we're trying to get into the living quarters of this apartment building. Let's go. We are in Shenzhen again, and we are looking at the building with the train tracks. And look at this, we've made it to the 6th floor. But on the other side of the building, the floor we are on is actually the 1st floor.
Stas, you'll need to hide your camera now. Just put it into your backpack and walk normally. We're going to visit friends. We're visiting friends. That's what I'll say if they stop us.
Sure. In every Chinese apartment building, you'll find a gate with security at the entrance. We were stopped, and Petya explained that we are visiting people.
We're out in the cold. He said that this is our floor, and I told him this is the 6th floor, but he insisted that it's the 8th.
I'm curious to hear from the people who live here. Do they hear the train? Do they hear it coming through their building?
Does the train pass through your house? And do you hear it come through?
Sometimes I do.
Sometimes? So you hear it?
Yes.
Okay, she can hear it.
She can hear it?
Sometimes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I wonder what this sign on their doors is meant to mean.
Just for luck. It's a luck thing.
But a lot of doors in this building have.
Yeah, they believe these signs bring them luck. Things like that.
Or here, on this door, for example, here, look at the characters they have written above it. They put these signs that are supposed to bring them luck on everything.
Money, happiness, health, everything they want.
And it looks like they all have them above their doors.
And the train at last.
Alright guys, look at this. It is about to pass through the building. Like a knife through butter. The building doesn't move. Cool. Okay, let's get out of here. Before security calls the police.
Do you know what those boxes are?
They're for delivery.
They're not actually for delivery. Actually, they have those boxes in every apartment building. So if you ordered something online, they put it in the boxes so that they don't have to knock or call to get rid of that hassle.
They built the train line through the building 2 years ago out of necessity, because there was no other way. And these days, thousands of tourists come together to see it. Look at this, all these people have gathered here with one simple goal, to film a train going through a building. This is how you make something a landmark, right? You can build a palace or some unbelievable monument or something like that. Or you can just put a train line through the heart of a building so that the rails go straight into the building. And just look at how many people have gathered here, day in and day out. They stand under the scorching sun, standing under their umbrellas to take pictures. A foreigner can also be as big of an attraction as something like this. We're in the central region of China, and foreigners are very rare over here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Oh.
Thank you.
Why did you want to take a picture with me?
Huh?
Why? Why'd you take a
Because
picture
I
with me?
think you are very handsome. Very rare, that's why.
Thank you, brother. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Where do you come from?
From Russia. Russia. It looks like this poor guy didn't understand any of that. All right, guys, now we are at the biggest buffet in China. And when I say it is the biggest, it means that they have dozens of types of fish, oysters, and they have shrimp and seafood that I've never seen before. There are steaks and chicken and beef and pork, anything you could want. There really is so much food in one place. You won't see this much food anywhere else. Look at this, they have a whole selection that's dedicated to seafood. What is this? Here, let's get close. These look like fish dumplings. Over here, we have some kind of mollusk. We have strips of fish here. We have crab sticks. I don't know who's taking those. Here, we have sashimi of various kinds in all their beauty. Everything is so beautiful. On this side, we have squid. And over there, we have some more sashimi. And scallops, which are always sour. Guys, scallops are always sour. I know that. Down here, we even have more seafood. Over here, we have more things in shells. Okay, guys, now we're coming to the meat. And there is so much. So come on, and let's see. On this side, we can find chicken hearts and sausages, and that is all there. Over here, we have pork and beef. Here, they're grilling various kinds of vegetables. Whatever you want, I mean it, you can get whatever you want here. And this, the whole buffet costs 200 won, and it's all you can eat. This buffet is in Guangzhou, the largest trade metropolis in the south of China. These restaurants are known for serving their food raw. You can fish out your own fish and seafood out of the tank. The kids are having a great time. In here we have lobsters. And once you've chosen your fish, you can ask the chef to cook it the way that you like it. I'm interested to see how one can use this to fish this giant one out of a tank. And also this one, this sturgeon, is somehow supposed to fit in here and then come out. But I don't think this giant is going to fit at all. If you're in the mood for something more familiar, they have a lot of dumplings over here. They look funny, but it is just dim sum. And look here, steamed sweet potato, various steamed vegetables, and some corn. And I think this is rice, which has also been steamed. Something like Spanish paella. Here we have plain noodles with meat and vegetables. We can get normal chicken here, and over here we have some mushrooms. But to be honest, when there are lobsters, I don't know why anyone would want to take chicken. These Chinese people here are dishing up crumbed crab sticks when there are regular crab sticks next to them. Why? What for? And as you can see, there is a huge selection of various vegetables and fruit. We have bananas, watermelon, which is clearly very popular. And here we have awful sweet drinks. I hope you're drinking yours responsibly. Here we have sausages, and I want to know who's a fan of sausages here. I don't know, guys. I want everything here. All of it. Well, everything except for those crumbed crab sticks. All right, let's start dishing up. Eat as much as you want to. No limits on anything. The only rule is that nothing can be left on the plate. If anything is left, you are going to be fined. They say that if you want to try every dish that they have on offer, then for at least a year, you have to come eat here every day. Oh, the corner of lobster and calamari. I think this is our stop. Look how crispy this dough is. This fish broth is delicious. All right. Guys, I'm eating with chopsticks, especially for you, with my left hand. I mean, that is already worth a like, don't you think? The claws are hotter, I think.
I need to drink something.
Check this out. I have some tuna and white fish and some scallops. Awesome, juicy tuna. It is so fresh. It smells like the sea. That was class. This is class, guys. And all of this and everything else you can eat for only 200 won. Yeah. Which is, $30? Is there any Chinese street food that you like? Or, on the contrary, is there anything that you have tried? Let me know. I like to chat in the comments. I have no idea what this is, guys. When you finally get used to it, Chinese food actually becomes so addictive that you will find yourself missing the tofu a week after you have left the country. And that is not even mentioning the marinated seafood or the stewed pork, which is great. And most importantly, what will stick with you is the unbelievable Chinese hospitality. But right now, we are moving on.